first thing is the expectations versus the reality of picking up a camera. Sometimes you hear people saying, myself included, I was one of these people, I'm going to get a better camera and therefore my content is going to look better. Sometimes that could be the case, but it's only going to be the case if you are working on your skills consistently. And I give you an example. I had a Sony a7 III for the longest time. I started with Panasonic G7 and then I moved to the G9, but then I switched to Sony. I thought that just by getting the Sony a7 III, my content would have been way better. I came to realize that my content was still looking kind of like the same. Even though the Sony a7 III compared to the G7 or the G9, the difference was abysmal. I don't know if that's how you say that word, but just bear with me. I started realizing that if I didn't learn lighting, color grading, my camera was not going to help me. Just the fact of pressing record or a camera with a bigger sensor or more megapixels was going to help me improve my content, and that was not the truth. It took me a lot of time to figure it out, the things and the steps that I needed to take in order for my skills with my camera to look better. Realize that it's more about your vision, a lot of repetition, and the storytelling that you put on your videos. Nowadays, honestly, with a lot of ChatGPT and AI, which I love those products, don't get me wrong, I use them consistently, but there is a trend. You can see people writing scripts and stuff and it sounds GPT. And the reason I say that is because you need to find authentic and creative ideas that are your own. And the best way to do this stuff is basically talking about your day, your own personality, what are you working on, things like that, things that are authentic to you. You can bounce off ideas out of ChatGPT, but it's not your camera that's gonna take you there. Now, moving forward, these are 4 things that if you decide to learn them, they will definitely improve how your videos look, regarding on the camera that you picked. The first one is lighting. You can literally shoot cinematic content on your iPhone, and now with the iPhone 16 and 17, like those phones are insanely good for videography and photography. But if you don't know anything about lighting, your videos and your photos are gonna look flat. They're not gonna have that dimensionality that characterizes a good versus a bad photo. Second thing, manual settings are your best friend. Learn your skills for the times that you need them. If there's a point where you realize that you have a higher ISO than you need, then you're gonna get noise in your image and stuff like that. The more technical skills that you develop, the better your content is gonna look. But the more technical skills you know, the more mistakes you will see in videos, and the more likely you are going to be to overthink stuff. You gotta kill that perfectionism. Point number 3 is that your eyes develop before your skills do. You can easily realize something that looks good versus something that doesn't look that great, but it's harder for you to make it look like that.